right, so let me tell you about the dumbest money lesson I learned in audio. I spent the last few years chasing upgrades. I burned through a pair of $250 IEMs, for example, that only lasted 7 days. I had another pair I'd be do well, but then died after a year and a half. And I've tried a couple other options, but after all that time, money, effort spent, the changes made, I ended up ordering the exact $50 headphones that I started off with. And if you've ever told yourself that you just need to spend a little bit more money on the better stuff, stick around. Because by the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you exactly why that little voice in your head is lying to you. So these are the KZ ZS10 Pros. Years ago, when I experienced my first pair of IEMs and I made my first ever IEM video, I made it around these guys right here. And that video did well. And the reason it did well was because it genuinely shocked me. I was surprised by how well these were for an entry-level pair of IEMs, and my experience was just great. For $50, you're getting multiple drivers on each side, one dynamic driver handling the bass, and the 4 balanced armatures handling everything else. To put this into perspective, years ago, something like this would have cost hundreds of dollars. So when you go from stock headphones to these, it's not like the audio just sounds better. It sounds like somebody finally turned the lights on, especially with gaming. But here's the thing that people don't tell you, that wow moment, the shocking moment, it's the dangerous thing. Because once I experienced these IEMs, my brain instantly switched and said, wow, if this is what I'm getting for $50, what can I get for $100 or $250? And that's how they get you. That's how the trap starts. So let me explain to you step by step how I fell for this, because every upgrade was a lesson in itself. So stop number 1. I had such a great experience with these. I questioned the idea of what does something better sound like. So I grabbed the pair of the KZ ZS12s. Same maker and family as these, just slightly more expensive, like negligible. But it's different material. It's a full metal build, a little heavier in the hand. It feels more quality and it looks sleeker, especially in black. It just felt premium, and the upgrade was great. I loved them for the while that I did use them. But for some reason, after some daily extensive use, they just went bad on me. Now, I did find out later that the mass production of these, KZ does have some quality control on some devices, so I just got unlucky in that scenario. But at the time, I didn't think it was bad luck. I thought to myself, see, I have to clearly spend real money on a pair of IEMs. That right there is where it got expensive. That's when I decided to upgrade to the Kiwi Ears Orchestra Lite. Now, these were highly suggested to me, and these were the first real upgrade, I guess you'd say. They were $250. So $50 to $250 is pretty big. These were supposed to be the end game, the pair that I would recommend to everybody that already experienced something like this. And they lasted 7 goddamn days. I shit you not. 1 week they were done. I made sure they were clean. I tried multiple cables, and look, defaults happen. I get it, but this is where it went from disappointing to just flat out frustrating. The customer service, and I just want to be fair and respectful here, was the worst fucking customer service I've ever dealt with in my entire life. First, it took forever to figure out who to contact. Like, the company that makes these is under another company who is with another company. Once I finally got a hold of them, they dragged it out, taking days to weeks to respond to my emails, ultimately to end up to the point where they wanted me to prove some video demonstration that it went out. And it pissed me off because I could have just returned them on Amazon, gotten my money back, and got a different pair. But by the time we got to this point, that window closed. So I moved on from the situation. $250 just down the drain. Don't care. I don't even want to deal with it anymore. And this isn't me being salty, by the way. I've done some digging. People have documented the same issue with the custom orders from these guys. So the lesson from this is premium price does not mean premium service. Like, I've had a pair of KZs die before, and I just reordered them for the price of a couple pizzas. When my $250 customs died, I was dragged through some giant loop. But did I learn? Of course not, because I did the same damn thing with a different brand. I just told myself I needed a brand with a better reputation. So I got the FIO FH5S. And honestly, these were great. And I did feel quite a quality upgrade with them, especially in the bass portion. Quad driver hybrid with this beautiful metal shell and 3 physical switches so you can control the tune yourself. The sound was like wide and broad, and it just felt open. The detail was fantastic. I finally thought I arrived to like my pair. The upgraded IEMs I would confidently recommend to everybody that comes around and asks what I use. And after a year and a half of faithful service, they just took a shit on me. Now I'm multiple pairs deep at this point, okay? I've spent conservatively way more than what I've needed to on IEMs by now. So when they died, I took a step back. There's no way I was gonna spend a few $100s on a pair of IEMs. I was going to just get these again. But before I get to the pair that actually changed my perspective on things and got me thinking sane again, here's something I want you to sit with. Every single one of these upgrades did the same core job, the same fundamental once as the $50 original pair. Hold that thought real quick. So I got my next pair, which was the BASN or Basin B Master Triple IEMs. These have been my current daily driver, and around $80, they're genuinely a smart buy. It's a hybrid setup, 2 dynamic drivers, and they're balanced on each side. The bass is pretty good with these as well, especially for $80. And these have been rock solid, no failures, no drama. They just deliver really good quality sound for gaming and editing. But over the last few weeks, we've been moving, I misplaced them, and the only IEMs I could get in right away were the original $50 IEMs that I bought to start with. Without even thinking about it, without debating it, agonizing over it, I didn't research, budget this, budget that. I just knew that these would fill the gap. I showed up 3 hours later, and the second I put them on, I realized the upgrade all these years was just not worth it. Like I said, I spent years and hundreds of dollars of headaches and annoyance to arrive right back at the $50 price point. So let me make the case as to why these still hold up and why I can't recommend them enough in 2026, because it's not just nostalgia. First off, the sound is just good. It's clear, it's distinct. Boosted bass, boosted treble, and for gaming, it works like a cheat code. The elevated treble makes footsteps and reloads pop way louder, so you can hear when people are coming or where people are hiding. The great thing about these is you can just plug them in. You can plug them in straight into your phone, straight into your mixer, straight into your controller, and it just plays loud and clean without an amp. For editing, same concept. I just plug them in and they're just good quality. The stock cable is kind of dog shit, but good thing about these and any IEMs is you can just get your own cable. All you do is just detach the 2-pin connectors and swap it out. And it's good to note multiple times throughout the years, as IEMs I thought went out on me, I did just swap out the cable and that would fix it. All of the IEMs that I mentioned today taking a physical shit on me, they were not the cables. I tried multiple cables and it did not fix it. So think about the comparison here. The KZS12, those died on me. Affordable though. The $250 customs dead in a week. The $250 FiOS dead after a year and a half. And the cheapest pair in the bunch that you can buy, still the most reliable, fastest delivery, majority in stock to date. They're the ones that never let me down. I don't even think the first pair that I had years ago that I used daily for a long time, I don't think they ever actually went bad. I think I just lost them over time. Every upgrade gave me a different sound, sure, but none of them gave me a better experience. So for anybody out there that's just wanting to try out a pair of IEMs and you want something fun and exciting that's gonna drastically change what you're used to with the over-the-ear headphones, the ZS10 Pros are almost impossible to beat. So if you're wanting to start the IEM hobby, or you've already got a pair and a little voice in your head is telling you to upgrade or get something better off the rip, let me save you time and money. Just stick with the $50 pair. Live with them. If you genuinely outgrow them, you find another alternative, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have been using for years now. And everybody be sure to check out those comments too. I had to learn the expensive way. Doesn't mean that you guys have to. Let me know if this video was helpful. Drop down in the comments below the dumbest audio upgrade you've made over the last 5 to 10 years. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace. Doses.